Shanique here, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna do a curry tofu with chickpeas, and to the side we're gonna have some boiled dumpling and some pumpkin. Alright, so we're gonna get right into it. That's my little princess, stealing the plantains, of course. So first we're gonna have to use some flour. So I'm gonna pour some flour. That's about probably 1.5 to 2 cups. Whoa, too much come out. Alright. I'm gonna add a little bit of cornmeal to it. It's optional. Then you're gonna mix that around because you want it to fully incorporate. Some people would add salt, but I'm not gonna add any salt to the dough. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of water, little by little, and I'm stirring it in with a fork. This way, the dough. I don't like the dough should not be too stiff. You want a soft dough. So I'm going to use a little bit of vegan butter. So this has some salt in it. So that's why I didn't add any salt to the mixture like some people traditionally would. The butter is going to make it nice and buttery, of course. I like my dumpling a little buttery. So I'm going to add a little bit of water here because for some reason I thought it wasn't moist enough. And I try not to over knead the dough, because if you over knead it, it's gonna be you're gonna have a hard dumpling. You don't want to have your dumpling to be hard, because that can actually constipate you. See, it's a little bit too sticky. You don't want it to actually stick to your hands. So what I had to do was add a little bit of flour to this, so you get a nice nice dough consistency, not too sticky and not too dry. And we're gonna roll the dough. So I'm using my fingers to push the dough from the corners into the center to make it into like a round ball. And then I'm going to work it around my fingers to shape it into a full circle, because for some reason, we like pretty dumpling. We like when the dumplings are round and pretty. So I use both hands, and I'm gonna just move it around in a circular motion to get it nice and round. So we're gonna do that and then I'm putting it on the side. You could actually put it on a floured surface, so that way the dough doesn't stick onto, like, if I could put it even on the cutting board right there, just dust it with some flour, because you don't want it to stick, because it's still sticky but not super sticky. You see how perfectly round kinda ish that is? That's what you want. Now I have the water boiling up, and I'm adding salt to the water here. That would also prevent the dumpling from sticking to the pot. The water has to be boiled, and you put a little salt in there. So that's why I didn't even add any salt to the dough itself, because you're gonna get enough from the water and for the vegan butter. So we boil the dumpling up first, and then after about 20 minutes in, then you could add your pumpkin, because the pumpkin cooks quicker. Now I had some onions and celery sauteing. I'm going to add my chickpea to that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just kind of toast the chickpeas first, so that way it has a nice little smoky flavor going on. Now I'm going to add some dry seasoning into the mix. I have this organic season blend that I'm going to sprinkle on. Then I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper gives it the flavor, but it's not super strong as Scotch bonnet, and I do have some little ones here. This is some organic peppercorn blend. I really like the flavor. I've been adding it to everything lately. So we're gonna just incorporate that. We're gonna mix it in. So it's gonna saute a little bit into the chickpea. Now I'm gonna add some coconut milk. No, I like to put coconut milk in mostly all my beans. Just the flavor, it just enhances the flavor. I'm going to use a curry paste instead of traditional curry powder. You're gonna have to mix that in well. And I'm gonna add some turmeric. It gives the nice yellow curry color, and you don't have to burn it as long as curry. Then I'm gonna add my tofu. Now we're just gonna mix in the tofu, the fried tofu in the chickpea curry, and I'm gonna let it cook down. I didn't burn the curry before like I normally do, because I'm gonna just let it simmer for about 20 minutes, so 20 to 30 minutes, so that way it will cook down nice inside of the tofu. Will absorb all the flavor and everything, just like that. So this is what I was marinating the tofu in. It has some soy sauce left in there, and I'm just gonna pour it over it, because you know tofu is very bland, and even when you soak it inside of the soy sauce, it's still sometimes it don't even catch the flavor. So I'm just gonna pour that over it and well season. Now we're just gonna cover the pot. If you want, you can add a little more water if you want it a little bit saucier, and then you're just going to let it steam. And look at that, nice and bubbly. So you let it cook down for a little while so the curry sauce, the flavors absorb into the I chopped up some scallions and sprinkled it over the tofu. And that's the final product. Now I'm gonna serve it with some bok chow, some avocado, which we call pear in Jamaica, some fried plantains, of course. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, add a little comment in below, a nice one, please. All right. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, ShaniqueLove7 _creative with a K _vegan. Peace and love.